Hey everybody, this is Trevor, and thank you for coming today to listen to me. So, two pieces of news I'd like to talk about, and the first one. Now, as a Canadian, this could affect the Canadians. It's the U.S. rail strike, and the deadline for the rail workers to go on strike is December 9th. If there's no contract between the four unions that represent the rail workers in the United States, if there's no contract made by December 9th with the rail companies and the unions in Congress, they're going to close down. And if one union doesn't accept the deal made, that all four unions will go on strike. And that is going to cost the U.S. economy, they say, it's going to be about $150 million per day. So, and I can just tell right now that being from Canada, and it's the union workers here, the railway, they're not going to go on strike. There's been no talk of that here. But I'm wondering if they, in solidarity with their American brothers and sisters down there who work for the rail lines, are also going to try to slow things down. I don't know. But it's going to affect Canada as well, too. If there's no rail moving, I mean, wow, that's just amazing. That's amazing. All it takes is one union to say, no, we don't accept this deal, and the other three unions will follow suit, and they will go on strike. And, things that are coming to mind, I remember when the air traffic controllers went on strike, I guess 40 years ago now, 35 years ago, and Ronald Reagan said, I'll fire you all if you don't get back to work, and he did. And I always thought, wow, what a ballsy move from Ronald Reagan to fire the air traffic controllers. I thought it was ballsy, but I'm like, how? It also points out just how much power government has when they can fire an entire group of people. And so I have mixed feelings on this. I've made videos before on my thoughts on unions. I think unions today have become the very thing that they were fighting against. The giant conglomerate corporations. This is why I'm in favor of smaller unions, like in-house unions. I don't know how that would work in a railway, but these are four giant unions. I don't like it, but I also don't like the fact that Biden could pull a Reagan and say, you're all fired. And I don't know how that would even work. I don't know how that works out. Like, replace them with who? Like, who do you replace them with? I don't know. I just think that when unions have that much power and government has the power as well to fire them all or force them back to work. Okay, so the U.S. government says you all got to go back to work, and I guess begrudgingly the rail workers go back to work. It's going to be half-assed. They're going to slow things down. An all-outright strike is, if it lasted a week, they're saying about $1 billion worth of loss of money to the economy. So, what are they going to do then? Maybe shut it down to a couple $100 million in a week if they have to go back to work. Like, I don't know. It's such a sticky situation. I think that unions have too much power and government has too much power. And again, this is why I have challenges with both of those organizations, unions and government, just too much power. Corporations, people will say, well, corporations have too much power too. Exactly, because they work also in line with government. So there has to be, you know what? I would say the solution to this is to separate government from the economy. Okay? Unions and businesses got to sit down and work it out without having the government to have the power to come in and force people back to work or fire them all. So that's my take on that. It's a pretty scary situation if the rail workers do go on strike after December 9th if they don't get a deal. So it's going to be a major bad time. I mean, we're already in a recession right now, and the last thing we need to have is a ruined Christmas. And it'll be ruined by the unions, the corporations not getting together with the unions, and government. So screw all three of those organizations. They're going to, I don't know. I know everybody needs more money. I know the rail workers, they want better, they always say better conditions, and they want more. Everybody needs more money right now. I need more money. Everybody needs more money. You know, inflation on the papers, you know, in the books is probably at least 10%, but I bet you the real inflation in North America or worldwide is probably more like 20%. So, yeah, of course everybody wants a raise, but I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out. I hope that the rail workers can get back to work again. We need you. We need you out there. We need to have the goods hauled around, and you're very important. So just remember, though, that, yeah, we are in a recessionary time. You know, maybe the money's not there. I don't know, but we got to work out something, okay? All you guys and gals, please don't go on strike. You know, let's try to make this a Merry Christmas, and hopefully everybody can sit down and work this out. Okay, that's the first piece of news that I had for today. Second piece of news, which I was just reading. You know, this really bothers me too. This falls into the WEF, the Quail Schwabs. Hey, you'll eat bugs and you'll love it, and do it, and you won't own anything and you'll love it as well. And that's the Netherlands has announced that they're going to buy out 3,000 farms to meet their climate goals. Now, I love how reporters always report as you know, they're going to buy out. They're buying these farmers out whether they like it or not. Okay, it's like that fancy term, eminent domain. Okay, it's theft. Let's call it for what it is. The Netherlands, the government there, they are going to steal 3,000 farms and give them, you know, whatever they deem as, you know, a right price for it. Okay, so these 3,000 farms, let's say it's 3,000 farmers. You know, it's not voluntary. It's not like the Netherlands are going to go to these 3,000 farmers and say, hey, we'd like to buy your land and this is what we'll offer you. Maybe some of those farmers are like, hey, that's great, I'll take it. Maybe some of the other farmers would say, no, I don't want it. And that's how it should be. It should be voluntary. It should always be voluntary. So what the Netherlands is proposing is theft. Okay, it's the same with eminent domain. You know, when the government wants a piece of land, they'll come to you and, oh, we would like to give you this offer. We'll give you this offer. It's a fair market value, which is bullshit. It's probably, that'll be below fair market value. But you have no choice. They would literally come in with the bulldozers and plow you out and push you off your land. So I just want to point that out. The Netherlands, you know, they're using, you know, these soft terms of buyouts, and, you know, it's just, we're going to give you the fair market value. No, it's theft. Okay? These farmers aren't voluntarily selling their land. It's gone, whether they like it or not. That's why I don't like how government isn't a voluntary run organization. To me, if it's not voluntary, it's crap. Okay, it's theft. So let's call it for what it is. The Netherlands is going to steal 3,000 lands and give them, you know, a couple pennies. Here you go. You know, it won't be worth. They will not pay these farmers what the land is worth. And again, this plays into the 2030, you know, the WEF, World Economic Forum's agenda of the Great Reset. This is not conspiracy. This is real. This is what they want. What are they going to do? Close these farms down and to do what? Build probably bug farms? Because they want you to eat crickets. That's what these people want. You go anywhere, just type online, eating insects. You'll see these the entertainers and celebrities pushing this, eat the salted crickets. They're really good. I don't want to eat bugs, okay? But if you're going to have a bug farm, it should be voluntary that people, want to eat it. But getting that pushed on me and everybody else, that's not right. And I'd like to know out there the vegans, because I'm not a carnivore. I'm not a vegan. I'm in between. Okay, I eat meat, but I put I like some grilled asparagus on there too. I'd like to know if like I'm going to say carnivore people, probably they're not going to be eating insects, and although maybe they will, I don't know. But do the vegans, are you pushing against this? I hope you are too. You're pushing against this eating insects thing. I hope everybody is, unless you voluntarily want to eat a bug. It's not right. Like, people don't eat bugs unless you have to. It's a necessity because there's no meat, there's no fruits, there's no vegetables, there's some bugs lying around, so you got to eat something. It just doesn't seem. I don't know. To me, I couldn't eat a bug. You couldn't put a bowl of mealworms in front of me and get me to eat it. Okay. Well, I guess, if they're forcing me to, and that's, taking away my beefsteak and my elk and bison and my grilled asparagus and onions, yeah, that's what they want to do. So I'm curious to know why 3,000 farms. I've heard things like they want to develop condominiums and whatnot. But again, this falls into, they want to have this net zero carbon, nitrogen, all this other BS. Yeah, and it is BS, and I'm calling it like it is. But the worst part of that is that these farms, these 3,000 farms, do not have a choice. By force, the government is going to take these farms and give them they're not going to pay these farmers what the land is worth. So there's 2 stories for today. I might have some more maybe later on. I'm constantly always reading and viewing, just reading and reviewing things. So, and trying to get the word out to everybody that I think's important. And if you think what I am reporting on is important, please like and comment. Like or dislike. I don't care. If you don't like what I like, put a dislike too. Comment, because I always like to know new things. If you can point out some more information above and beyond what I'm putting out there, definitely comment on that. And hit the bell notification. Really helps. And I enjoy everybody who comes here and does support the channel. And if you're new, hey, I hope you're enjoying it. So there. So those 2 things for today. U.S. rail strikes. I hope you guys and gals don't go on strike. And I hope somehow the farmers in the Netherlands, these 3,000 farms, are able to stop this forced taking of their land. Okay? Hope everybody's doing well. Stay free.